Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Foliage. In today's video I'm going to show you how to propagate a Philodendron Birkin, because you can see I have multiple shoots in this which I will be propagating it. Now, working with philodendron, separating off the offsets, I prefer to use gloves because my skin is sensitive. I have already had rash some time back. I'll show it to you on the screen. Once when I had done the propagation, I had not used gloves. I forgot to wash my hands after that and I had a terrible rash. So I'm very careful with it. So let's start to loosen up the pot to take out the plant, because this plant is a little bit bushy. So we will take out the plant. It looks like it's also root bound, but that's absolutely okay. The plant does not have any issue of being root bound. So now we will kind of loosen the soil mix a little bit and we'll try to find where the nod is. Now we definitely don't need scissors for this because these can be easily separated, but we have to ensure that there is a good root system beneath. So I think this portion is going to work out really well. Very carefully take it off, ensuring that we have a good root system. Now I think I can make 3 plants out of it, but we will see how it works. So here we go. We have the first one. You can see this, a good root system, and we have our first stem. So we're going to keep it aside, and now because we have taken it out, so it's better we separate another one as well. There we go. We have another one. Okay, so that's about it. We can't do any more because I don't see any more of the tips growing. So this is the 3 that we could have separated, and you can see a good amount of roots on this one as well. So I'll keep it aside. This is the mother plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mother plant back again in the same pot. Let me fill up the soil. I really don't like working with gloves because it becomes a little difficult to understand the root system, but this is just for safety. We can't take a chance because we don't know about philodendrons, how bad the rash can be. Last time it was terrible, so I do not want to take a chance again. So now I will put the mother plant back again. I'll put in the remaining soil in some time. I'll show you how I'll be repotting, because I thought I will probably do only one of the repotting, but it looks like I was able to make 3 plants out of 1 plant, so that is a good thing. So let me fill this up with soil as well. It's the same process. You're gonna keep the plant in the center. Working with gloves, this is the bad part. So we will keep it in the center. I have my same soil mix, which is a mix of coco peat, perlite, garden soil, sand, because they prefer well draining soil mix. I have already made a video of the care tips. I will put the link in the description below. You can check the entire video because it's a very easy process. I wouldn't say it's a very easy plant. It can be a little bit tricky, especially with the variegation, because the variegation of this plant is very unstable. You have to ensure that you're giving it a good amount of light in order for the variegation to be maintained. And the worst part is that if the variegation is lost completely, it's very difficult for the plant to get back again into the variegation process. So we have to be extremely careful. Most important is the light. We have to give a good amount of light. Keep the fertilizers quite less. They do not need a lot of fertilizers. Adding a lot of fertilizers, especially nitrogen based, it is going to give you a lot of green leaves. So we do not want that, because our Birkin is known for those beautiful variegated leaves that tend to show up. So in order to maintain that, we have to give it a good amount of indirect bright light, no direct sunlight, because the white leaves will get burnt. I have spoken about it completely in my philodendron video. There are 2 videos. I'll put both the videos in the description below. You can check it out. So the plant is done. I'll put some soil in the mother plant as well. Finish it off. So I think I'll have to find another pot because we have 3 of them now. So very excited about it. This is how we multiply our plant. So I'm going to push the soil a little bit because you can see the soil was very fluffy. So I can definitely add some more of the soil mix. There we go. We are done with the mother plant as well. Push it a little bit. Probably I'll put some more soil later on because it's already getting dark and you won't be able to see anything after this because it's already very dark. So you can see we have 1, we have 2. I'll get a pot for the third one. We'll fill the third one. I was just able to manage whatever I could get. I don't have I have the pots, but I don't know where I have kept them. Probably they are inside some drum, so I do not want to waste a lot of time because it's getting dark. So I'm going to put this plant as well, fill it halfway through. This particular one has a very less variegation, but that's absolutely okay. They will start, because you can see this is the new leaf that is coming up, and that has this white color, the white leaf. So I think it will start to put out the new growth very soon. So let's stable this in the center and put some soil. This is the most tricky part of holding the plant. Then you have your camera right in the front and you don't know if you're going to be focusing on the plant, repotting. It becomes a little difficult. Ideally, this takes hardly a couple of seconds to repot a plant, but because of the camera and because of all the stuff, it becomes a little difficult to capture everything in one go. So here we are done. We won't be watering it right away. We will wait at least for a day before we water again. So I will take out my gloves because it's very difficult to click on the buttons of the phone. The touchscreen does not accept the gloves, so that is one of the issue with the wearing gloves and making videos. So now that we are done with the potting, now we will not come in contact with any of this sap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the gloves and I'm going to give you an overall look. I'll clean up the space and I'll give you the look of all the 3 philodendrons. So there we go. We have our 3 philodendrons that have been separated from one plant. So it is pretty simple. All you have to do is just wait. It is going to take some time for them to multiply. Once they become very bushy, that's when you tend to separate them. Always ensure you have a good root system on them before you separate it. Otherwise, there are chances that the plant might not be able to kind of put out new roots, or it won't be able to acclimate. If you have roots on your separated offsets, then that is the best thing, because the plant is already like an individual plant, so we do not need to be worried. And as I said about this one, you can see this is the new white leaf that is coming up. I was a little bit worried whether this is going to give me a new variegated leaf or not. So it looks like it will definitely. I'm going to expose it to indirect bright light, no direct sunlight at all, and we are going to keep a check of how it is doing. So here we go. We have made 3 plants out of 1 plant. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.